But we begin with a greenhouse project. The Top Nano Greenhouse pilot project was started without government money and harvesting began on the 10th of October. Over the next 10 months, 30,000 kilograms of tomatoes will be harvested. The project is being managed by a holding company until the local cooperative has mastered the craft of successfully growing export-grade greenhouse tomatoes.
This cooperative greenhouse farming initiative project was inspired by the need to bring employment to the people in rural areas.
My name is Nkosinati Mulo. I'm Nkosi for this clan. In this district, this municipality is the most poor municipality. So now there's no chance for the municipality to create some employment for the people.
Most people are moving from rural areas to get jobs in urban areas, resulting in squatter camps, jondolos coming up everywhere. We wanted to come with the idea of bringing the work to people in the rural areas. And we then partnered with Top Greenhouses Israel and Kohwa Holdings South Africa to come up with a model, which is the one we have here. We come into the community working together with Kohwa Holdings, and Kohwa Holdings raised the money for the community to get the greenhouses. Then we come in, we build the greenhouses where one of our engineers is on the site, and we work with the local people who provide the labor for constructing the site. Once the site is up, Kohwa come back on the scene and train the people how to grow the vegetables and nurture them and stay hand in hand working with these community workers until such a time that they are able to know how to do it themselves. So the process can take anything from 3 to 5 years for us to give the skills transfer and mentorship for the community. Normally they are working as a cooperative. So this is a model that we are adopting. This greenhouse here is 1,000 square meters. The total costs to build such a structure is in the region of 350 to 400,000 rand to get it up to harvest stage. This is including the structure and the wages for the staff. Such a greenhouse is producing between 30 to 60,000 kgs of tomatoes for a year. Currently, they are harvesting 1,500 kgs every week for the month, and they will continue to do so for the next 10 months. The planting process involves planting seedlings. The seedlings are then transplanted into the greenhouse, and we are using a fertigation system where we are taking the water from a local stream nearby, and then we're mixing it with fertilizer and having what we call drip irrigation. So we are preserving water and not using excessive fertilizer. Between growing and harvesting, it is taking between 60 to 80 days. And then from there, we are harvesting for 10 months, twice a week, every month for up to 10 months.
What makes this greenhouse project unique as opposed to other greenhouse projects that we have seen, number one is the community involvement. When we started out, the vision was not to simply erect a greenhouse in the middle of the valley. The vision was to really empower people to learn how to construct a greenhouse, learn how to run a greenhouse and successfully so, and learn what the process is that is involved in getting your produce from your farm into the marketplace. The other important thing, or the unique factor, is the partnership. You know, the relationship between the community at large, the relationship between the cooperatives that are the stakeholders or the custodians of this project, the relationship between the Inkosi as the local government, and then also the relationship between business enterprises such as Kohwa Holdings and Top Greenhouses.
Engikufundile lana, so sifundile ngokutshala kwatamatisi ukuthi mose isithombo utshala kanjani phansi, nanokuthi kuchelelwa kanjani makufanele kuchelelwe. So safunda nangama nitrogen ukuchecka amanzi phansi ukuthi alungeleni ukuthi angakhulisa utamatisi, ukuthi mangabe elungele fanele abe ngakanani muwachecka ngama scales.
My name is Kanyisa Sikala. I am the farm manager and the agronomist of the greenhouse. I've studied horticulture, after I've waited for 5 years looking for a job. And last year I've received a call from Durban after that 5 years to work in the greenhouse as the agronomist. Of course, that has changed a lot in my life. I am growing in the greenhouse and I feel a lot of change. Financially, working on the greenhouse is helping me a lot. I have managed to have my own place to stay and depending on myself instead of my parents. I am helping my siblings as well in terms of registration at school, helping my mother, who is the only one who's been the breadwinner for those years. Extra knowledge I am getting from the chief agronomist of Israel has improved my knowledge and the skills to manage this kind of a job.
My name is Bonsiwe Ntuli. I live at Ijehlope. When I got the job at greenhouse, I was in work. I stayed in my home for 5 years, and this job for greenhouse helped me to pay the school fees of my baby, to make a grocery for my home, to help the people stay with me in my home. I stay with my sister and my sister's baby and my brother's baby, and I get that money, and I'm happy to get this money because I'm stayed home the long time.
Sanibonani, igama lami sibonga konke Mkhize. Ngiyabonga kakhulukazi ukuthi ngibe la kwa greenhouse. Isikhathi eside ngihlele ekhaya but 7 years ngawuthola umsebenzi. Ngibonga nje ukuthi ugreenhouse okufika kwawo la uyishintshile impilo yami. Kakhulukazi abazali bami, kakhulukazi uma ngoba ubaba akasekho. Ngwazile ukumsupporta ngezinto eziningi, sengikwazi ukuthola nemali ukuthi ngimthengele nokudla zokudla. Ngibonge inkosi amaphumulo no Trevor abasizile basondeza la ku greenhouse. Uma kudabuka uplastic ngifike ngulungise, nepump yamanzi mayinenkinga ngifike futhi nayo ngishintshe ngifaka amanzi. Njengoba nje injini iduma emini ngenze lokho, anginako okuningi engakusho.
We want to see this project expand out from KZN across to other provinces and even other countries. And we know how to collaborate together with the communities, the traditional leaders, the government, and other private partners. And we are able to provide the technical know-how to make sure that the project can grow beyond the borders of South Africa and create more jobs.
Kohwa Holdings is a company about agribusiness, improving the lives of rural people, improving the lives of established farmers to grow from where they are at and become commercial enterprises in agriculture. Our focus is to create as many jobs as possible in rural areas, focusing mainly on youth and women. We are working very closely with our Israeli partners who have been in business for over 50 years, specializing in agriculture. Our partners, Top Greenhouses, are a world-renowned greenhouse manufacturing company who have amongst their team a host of expert agronomists with many years of experience in growing vegetables and in growing grains, flowers, and a host of other agricultural activities.
Top Greenhouses came after we have partnered with a local company, Trevor Tshuma, and we heard about the vision of starting developing the rural area with our knowledge. The main difference is that we are presenting and offering a full package of solution, and the solution include the greenhouse, which is the hardware, and include the software, which is the agronomic support. Without the agronomic support, the best greenhouse will not produce anything. And this is the main difference, that we are bringing a full solution to the farmer or to the cooperative or to the entrepreneur, that will give him proof that he will be able to produce out of the greenhouse that we will install and deliver to him.
Our aim is to work in bridging the gap where people who are in agriculture, the emerging farmers and the rural farmers who otherwise would not be able to venture into commercial farming due to lack of know-how, lack of technical agronomic knowledge. We then come in and bridge that gap by providing our team of qualified agronomists who then come in to assist, and we then offer technical support to these people to help them grow their business and take it forward. In our pilot project in Umbumbulu in Durban, Kohwa Holdings has managed to create employment to several rural people who had been unemployed for over 7 years, and to have them have permanent employment, earning a decent wage for their services. And we have also been training these people skills of working in a greenhouse, whereby they can now be employed to work in any farm that is engaging in commercial greenhouse farming, because now they've had inculcated in them the best techniques, the most modern technology of greenhouse farming in the world, through training via our local and our Israeli agronomists that we are working with. So we're very proud of this, and we hope to help a lot of other farmers across South Africa and even into other parts of Africa to learn this technique and this unique business model that Kohwa Holdings is offering to the farmers.
Kohwa is a very innovative business in the agricultural environment. We are a new breed of a business where we actually share with the farmers what they're actually producing, which is very exciting. So we take a lot of risk with them, we grow with them, and we expand with them. We really divide our business into 3 categories. We provide advice and mentorship in greenfields development, where a new farmer who has no idea where to begin his farming is looking at the land, doesn't even know what kind of crops he or she can grow, and we sit down and we plan the way forward with him or her. It's something very exciting when 3-4 years down the line their company has grown into a sizable business. We also have brownfields. These are farms that have already been existing for a number of years. They are doing a good job. They're not very productive. They're not very efficient. They're not using the latest technology, and they're not really having the strategic alliances that we have brought as Kohwa into the fold to make sure that when they are having the produce, they are able to then market it and get it their goods sold. So that kind of farmer just really needs to be expanded upon, new ideas, innovation, new technology, so we advise in that regard. And then we have those farmers in the third category that are really, really struggling. Their businesses are just not making the profit. Their staff are not understanding the core business, and they're not supportive of the vision of the farmer. And in that instance, we really start from the beginning, because this is now a turnaround strategy that needs to be put in place. It requires a lot of change management processes to be happening. We go through with the farmer in terms of investor relations, because they need to understand how to relate to their investors. They might need to raise the capital. We teach them step by step, how do you do that? How do you put together your presentation for an investor, an equity investor, or if it's not an equity investor, just raising a normal loan. How do you go about that, and how do you package that and put together your business plan so that your business plan actually wins at the end of the day? And what we have found also is that as we are helping these farmers in all these three different categories that we have talked about, when we have helped them and they're making a lot of money, we have included a new piece which is very rare in the agricultural sector and actually is not provided by many management consultants in the sector. And that is using the surplus that they might have, that the business might have, and put that into a financial asset that grows over time. We have a relationship with asset managers that have been doing financial assets for a long time and are able to package that kind of surplus in a way that grows the business. It allows the company to then grow. It allows the business to expand. It also allows the business to be more creative in using its assets and diversifying its income once it is able to leverage off that kind of financial asset that it would have with our partners in the asset management space. So Kohwa is a new breed of a company in South Africa and is expanding into Africa. And one of the exciting things that are happening is that as we are seeing our partners, strategic partners, grow into the rest of Africa, our farmers that we are helping are also expanding and growing with those strategic partners that we have in place, which is very, very exciting. So we're hoping that in the near future, with the kind of support structure that we have for the farmers, we're going to be seeing more and more farmers getting bigger businesses. We're going to see them expanding and depending less on government, because once the company has received support from us and we have helped them through the change management process, they're going to be able to rely on themselves and become commercial viable businesses, able to stand on their own 2 feet instead of relying on external help all the time. And we do that within a 5, sometimes 7-year period. And in that period, we turn around businesses quite sufficiently for them to expand and grow into the future. As Kohwa, we're very excited about being part of the rural revolution in South Africa. We've seen how a lot of cooperatives are coming together, wanting to be involved in rural development and wanting to be involved particularly in the agricultural sector. This is a very exciting period in South Africa because one of the key things that we have to worry about, particularly on the African continent, is food security. And as we see so many cooperatives coming together and local communities who are going to be able to produce crops that are going to feed the nation and going to feed the continent, it's very exciting that they're going to partner with us and we're going to partner with them in making sure that they grow from just a little co-op of 5 people or 6 people to expand to become commercial businesses and commercial farmers over a period of time. So we're very excited about various government initiatives that are being run. We are particularly excited about finding young people who are unemployed most of the time and women who are unemployed who come into the fold and who are able to use whatever background of education they have to assist and work in the farms that they choose for themselves, particularly with the kind of technologies that we're bringing on board. So it is very exciting to see that even in farming, you are seeing a lot of young people, a lot of women coming into the fold and participating in assisting with both food security in the country and also just for their own livelihood and sustenance of their businesses. So Kohwa is very excited about the potential and the opportunities that this brings across the country and the changes of lives that we are seeing in people who are coming forward who have been unemployed for many, many years, but when they get involved with these cooperatives and get involved in specific projects, we're seeing a huge difference in the household, and obviously the incomes of these families are improving.
It's a great honor for me as Israel's ambassador to South Africa to be with Trevor and Ami on this wonderful project. It's a project that changes lives in South Africa and shows that Israeli technology and hard work in South Africa builds futures, builds lives, and creates food security for this region of KZN and South Africa. And I wish every success to Trevor, to Ami, and all of our partners. All only the best, wonderful things.